Just a friendly reminder that the opinions expressed on this show are not worth a Canadian penny, so disregard anything you hear that might get anyone in trouble. And despite some of the great ideas you may hear, don't try them at home. Go to a friend's house instead.
It's time to get a gun. That's what I've been thinking. Well, I could afford one. And if I did just a little less drinking, time to put something between me and the sun. When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.
Hello, welcome to episode 364 of Slamfire Radio. This is July 23rd, 2020.
2020? Yeah, this is
one of your hosts, Adriel.
and I'm Barbara Walters.
And this is 60 Minutes.
Hi, I'm Kelly.
Kelly, why are you all messed up?
Why am I messed up? I'm usually messed up. Haven't been drinking.
Fair.
I should be drinking.
No, fair. And I'll thank you to not point out that you're always messed up. That's the kind of thing that I do. Stay in your lane. No one picks on you but me.
By the way, I met so many people who listened to the show this past weekend. They said, "Why is Trevor so mean?"
That's awesome. You tell them that I don't even do it on purpose. It's just part of my natural charm and charisma.
I did, actually.
Perfect.
I said it's your shtick.
Yeah,
That's
did
what
you
you
tell them
do.
it was also a thing called show banter, and in person I basically like hang off of you and I'm really nice?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, see? It's just
You know what? I did say that you're one of the nicest people that I know, and I love you to death. So.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Why would you lie to these people?
Truth means nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. It sounds like we're all sick.
No, you bastards are sick. I'm fine. I take enough vitamins every day to like bring a horse back to life.
Well, that's what you do, don't you?
Veterinarian? That's
Yep,
what he's,
I'm
that's what he's
okay.
in school for, I think. Yeah.
That's it. I'm studying
Yeah.
to be a veterinarian.
Got to get
What's
your
the-
supply of ketamine.
What's this?
Right.
What is the subject matter this week? Are you, you're still trying to be nice to people. You're still trying
I
to
am.
become more personable and
What are you talking about?
talk
School.
people off school. Last week it was suicide. This
Oh,
week
it's
it
still
is.
It's still freaking suicide, and if it doesn't
Oh.
stop soon, I'm gonna start a shotgun. Jesus Christ!
I think the
It's
course is
awful.
supposed to work against that. You're
Oh,
Yeah,
I've read all
learning
the
material.
interventions. It's all bullshit. No, I kid.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a really long section of the book, Kelly. I got to tell you, and now I have to sum it up for the other
It's
students. in
really
the
long.
class.
By the end of it, you want to slit your wrist. Is that
Right?
it? Oh my
Right?
God!
Like,
I'm
right
so
there.
Make sure it's down this way, not this way.
Oh, thanks, expert. Now we have to have a session after the show because you've just triggered me. You've given me a little warning sign. It's a gesture. I know what to look
You've
for
been doing
now.
research. Trevor
Uh-huh.
identified it. He
Mhm.
identified the risk, and now he has to intervene.
Do you know who the largest demographic is that commits suicide?
Dennis.
Oh. People with
Take
the
a
name
guess,
Dennis.
Adriel. Who commits suicide more than anybody else?
Um,
Program podcasters.
No. In terms of what's your demographic delineation, like province, race, gender? Like what are you looking
Go
for?
for it, man. You decide. You decide the criteria.
Northerners. I bet people in
Yeah, be more specific.
Northwest Territories.
Okay. Well, like, all right. If you want to know the country, it's Lithuania. But like, what?
Oh,
Okay.
I thought we were going for Canada.
What age, race, gender, group?
Males,
like
50 plus.
65. White, Caucasian.
Yes.
Caucasian males over 65 off themselves more than anybody else on the planet.
Mhm.
And I get it, man, because there's nothing left. Everything is failing. Your
Okay.
friends are dying.
Are you?
Probably in a home.
Oh, jeez.
I actually feel awful right now for seniors in a home that can't be visited.
Yeah.
Like my
that's
heart goes out to them. Like that's awful. What an awful situation to be in, to be a
Yep.
senior in a home and not be able to be visited. Oh man. Anyway,
Zoom
way to go.
calls.
This I want
Let's
the
talk about
listeners
some
to know.
guns and stuff.
Yes, thank you. But
Yeah.
first, can I throw Kelly under the bus for taking us down this road? I didn't bring it up. You
I
brought it
just-
up. You're like, what
I
are you
asked.
studying this week? Don't ask questions. You know I can't shut up for like I go on, man. I go on.
Just
I've
There's
hold
a
on.
rabbit
noticed.
hole.
I'm
and
I've
gonna
I-
put
noticed.
I'm gonna put you on mute because I'm gonna go get
You
something to
can't.
drink.
You can't mute me. Only Adriel can mute me.
Hmm.
Okay, she's gone. Let's talk about her.
Let's move the show forward. How about that?
Please. Well, you're the lead host. Don't let me
I'm
stop you.
trying.
All right, well, do
Uh,
it then. I mean,
Yeah,
come
pick
on.
the stuff on the top shelf. I don't know what it is. I'm just enabling here. What we did in guns this week is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier firearms retailer. Right now, they've got the Rossi R92 in 44 Magnum for
Is that a lever action?
$9.49.
Is that like a lever action rifle?
It's a
And-
lever action cowboy thing. Have you gone through a cowboy phase yet?
Rossi,
you know,
those are
Adriel,
nice.
I don't have the desire to shoot
they're
cowboy
awesome.
action because let's face it, that's pretty awful. It's like where IPSC shooters go to die when they can't move anymore. They go to cowboy action because let's face it, you don't have to move.
Oh come on, you mean you don't want to dress up in chaps and a little cowboy hat and
I will thank you for not referring to them as assless chaps because all chaps are assless. Otherwise, they're called pants. So anyway,
leather pants? Yes.
yeah, no, Adriel, I want the guns. I've looked at a pair of Vaqueros once. I always wanted a double barrel coach gun, 12 gauge, and I love lever actions. I've got a couple now, and I've always Jesus, Kelly, is it turpentine or whiskey? What are you doing?
Oh, it's
And
gin.
yeah, man, I want a lever action rifle in a pistol caliber like 357 or 44. I've wanted one for a long time. I don't think I'll ever pull the trigger on one. But that's as far as my cowboy phase goes, Adriel. I like the guns.
I like 44 Magnum. It's
too.
like reloading it, picking a brass
Yeah.
afterwards, super easy because they're huge.
Right?
Yeah.
And in a rifle, oh, snotty. Make them just friggin' snotty. Something you wouldn't dare shoot out of a handgun. Load them up to like almost unsafeness.
Mm.
Go to like Captain Andy levels with them. Just
Or powder puff and just
well, you could do that too, and that's
slap
the
your
beautiful.
wrist.
Yeah, man.
Make
You
it
can-
happen.
Yeah, yeah. You could totally do that.
Trevor, did you want to start us off with what we did in guns this week?
Sure. Last Friday night, Jason McIntyre, club president, and now new match director for the Rescuers Gun Club, put on a IPSC classifier match. So IPSC has a system. IPSC as in IPSC World, IPSC.org, the official International Practical Shooting Confederation, has a system of classification called ICS. And what this is a set of stages that they've designed that are all numbered CSC or CLC 45, CLC 65, whatever. And they're used to rank shooters in the sport of IPSC according to their classification by like, tallest person down to like tallest midget, right? So what you do is you put on a match, you build these stages according to the diagram to the letter. Everything is measured exactly. And the reason why is because they're used to compare us against each other. If you look at the results from an IPSC match, people you could think, wow, these guys are really, really good. Look at all the points, or look how fast they are. Must be really good shooters. Well, you don't know. The stages could have been really easy. Every time you go to a regular level 1, level 2, level 3 match, it's freestyle. The stages are supposed to never be the same. So every time you go to a match, that's one of the things I love about IPSC, the stages are always different. So you never shoot the same stage twice. Both classifiers, they are the same.
Mhm.
And the reason why they're the same is so that we can compare apples to apples. So if the best in the world shoots, I don't know, CLC 65, and then I shoot CLC 65, I have a direct comparison against this individual. That's the theory behind it. The problem with the system is they suck. And they suck because now I'm almost indifferent, but the vast majority of IPSC shooters that I've spoken to believe that they suck. And for a variety of reasons. One of the reasons why people believe they suck is because they're not freestyle. They mandate when you're going to do your mag changes, what positions you're going to shoot from. But it's a means to an end. It has to be that way. It takes the gaming element out of the stage so we can just test you on your accuracy and your power and your speed, the core fundamentals or principles of IPSC shooting. So another problem is in recent years, the best in the world have not really shot them. So who are you really comparing yourself to? So all that aside, you go to the match, you shoot the stages. The match director then submits the results to IPSC World. You have to be registered on IPSC World with an alias. And I don't remember giving my alias during registration, so I'm not sure where we're at and all that. Jason's never done this before, so he's going to have to figure it out as he goes, which all new match directors essentially do. Of course, you know, he can reach out and ask some questions and stuff. But anyway, you go to IPSC.org and you register an alias. When the results of the match are posted to IPSC.org, you can then look up your alias and see your classification. The classification goes like this: Grandmaster, Master, and then we got letters A, B, C, D, and after D, it's go to Cowboy Action. Really? Come on, man.
D's for disqualified.
Disqualified. No.
Get out.
Yeah. D is for doggone awful. Go to Cowboy Action. Anyway, I was classified twice before, both times in standard division. Like my first year, we shot a classifier match, and I was like a solid D. And then I think I shot some the following year, and I was a C. And then, oops, I go and register for the Nationals a couple of years ago, and I'm shooting in Classic. And I put myself down as a C because last time I was classified, I was a C. Well, no one told me that I had basically improved to the point where I was an A. And it was confirmed at the Nationals. I won C by 20%. And I think Tim Thomas looked at the results, and I either would have won A by 2% or lost by 2% or something like that. So I should have been registered as an A class classic shooter, and I would have got like an award for A or an award for B in A division or A class classic. And instead I got this, like, my trophy for first place C classic was like bigger than Jim Smith's 6th place overall. Anyway, whatever.
6th place overall isn't nothing, though.
No, overall.
I understand.
Not
that.
within your classes. I mean,
overall.
Overall's yeah,
not a thing, though.
Among all the production people.
6th place in production.
Right.
That's still
sorry,
not,
I did do a
that's
poor
not
job
top
explaining
3.
that.
That's not.
Oh,
top
shut
3.
your face! It's Nationals. Listen, why don't you go shoot one of those made-up rule things that you call 3-gun, where every time you turn around, it's a different rule set because you guys don't like it. I'm gonna. So, so because a lot of IPSC shooters don't like the classification system, the sections in Canada don't always use them. So the sections, and I am wholeheartedly opposed to this. I know the system sucks, but it is our official system. And until our sports governing body creates a better system, I feel we should use it, because it is the one that is official. It's the one that we should be using, and everyone would be using the same stages and the same system, and we wouldn't have inconsistencies. Here's why I don't give out classification awards at SummerSlam, and if I have anything to say about it, we won't give them out when Restigouche hosts the Nationals either, because provinces are using their own classification system. They're making it up. They're making their own. So I could go to BC and shoot a classifier match and have them tell me that according to our system, Trevor, you're a B. Then I could go next door to Alberta and shoot some IPSC matches there and become classified in the province of Alberta, and they could say, you're an A. Well, what am I? I should be the same everywhere. My skills didn't change. What changed was how you grade those skills. It's not good. So some things should be universal, and I feel that this is one of them. And rather than make up your own classification system, the sections should be petitioning IPSC Canada to petition the world body to change the system. So anyway, all that to say, the match was a lot of fun.
I don't think there should be a classification system.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Everyone else, and not have this made up thing that, oh, you won, you're the best of the worst this year.
Right. Now we'll come back to that. Yeah, we'll come back to that. So the match was fun. It poured rain. I won production optics, and I had the highest score overall. But as Adriel said, that's not a thing. But it's the thing when you're the guy who has the highest score overall. Bragging rights. That's all it is. Okay, so let's talk about the merits of whether or not we should have a classification system. I'm like you, Adriel. You show up, you shoot, and if you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. That's the world I live in. That's the way I see it. I'm not about participation awards. So what I get competing with your gender. I get competing with your age group. Okay.
Those are add-ons, right? Like they do top senior, top lady.
Yes.
But like those are.
But then in the big match, you're going to have all the senior production guys then divided into the Grandmaster senior production, which there probably aren't any. Master senior production, there are for sure. And then A, B. So you could win first place C in senior production. You're compared to all the other senior, which means you're old. You're over 50. I don't care. You're old. If you're over 50, you're old. Deal with it. If you're contemplating suicide because you're over 50, call me. We'll talk about it. I'm just kidding. Don't call me.
No, what happens if you're contemplating suicide because you're over 50?
I will when I'm over 50. Guaranteed. But I'll get through it.
Yeah, you will.
So
I need more alcohol.
If you ruined my train of thought, you lush. Anyway, yes, Adriel. So it's ridiculous to have all these people grouped by skill, right? And so if you're winning first place C, you're among the tallest of the midgets, right? It's like in racing right now, there's a good analogy here that applies to IPSC. Now listen, Kelly, everybody goes out and they run laps, okay? And then they group you into mains for racing based on your speed. So the fastest guys get put in the A main and the slowest guys get put in the B main. So if you win the B main, you're the best of the worst. If you are last in the A main, you're the slowest of the fastest. Like you're the worst of the best. Do you want to be the worst of the best or the best of the worst? I'll take last place in the A main before first place in the
because
B
you'll
main,
go up.
Right?
Because if you're in the first place of the shitty group, you're not going to improve. If you're in the last place of the better group, you're going to actually step up. They're going to push you.
There's actually a system in place where if you win the B main, you get to bump into the A main, because sometimes you end up in the B main because of a crash that's no fault of your own or your car broke. So if you end up winning the B main, you deserve a spot in the A main, and those guys can sometimes move up the chain. But
I'm just saying. Yeah,
I'd rather be in the A main fair and square and not have to bump into it. So shooting is like that too. If you're if you're a B class shooter, an A class shooter, I don't know. I'm with Adriel. Just
it's a competition of skill. Why group people by skill? That's the whole point of a ranking of the match.
Yeah, and it'll get rid of sandbagging, right? Oh, I'm gonna shoot bad so I can win first place in C at nationals.
Or even the thought of it, because I don't know how many people actually sandbag. I can't imagine a lot of people.
There are people that do. There are people that do.
Probably not a lot.
There are.
No,
but
the douches do though. Sorry, I did say that.
Sure, but I don't know if it's if that's worth tackling as a problem.
No, it's not. You're right. There's not that many, but there are some.
But that said, why even have it as a thing? Like winner of D class or C class isn't a thing. Unclassified would be interesting. If you got someone who is like a rookie and came in and did really, really well, top rookie, that's interesting. Top lady, top senior, that's fine.
Yeah. I agree. Get rid of the classes altogether, because it's participation awards is what it is. It exists because people want they want recognition for their efforts, even if they're
I do understand it. I think that people who are brand new or people who are women or whatever, giving them awards, it's kind of like promoting the sport and to continue on. However, yeah, I actually do agree. Everybody wants to be on a level playing field. It is a sport that's a level playing field. So let's just give people the awards based on where they finish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I
Cool.
think
Well, we solved that
think
problem.
Trevor
Awful
was
for
frozen.
this. Yeah, I think I was. It's really, really bad in RC. There's divisions and classifications for like all your different levels of driver. And one of the arguments for classification, guys, is when you go to a match and there are professional shooters there, well, you don't have a chance to win. No, you don't. But that's just life,
Mhm.
right? I'm sorry Ben Steger showed up. Too bad for you. You know what I mean? Like, it puts your ego in check. So they have these classes where it's like, well, I'm never going to beat Ben Steger, and not with that attitude, you won't. But I'd still like to know where I stack up against the people that are of my skill level. Well, do you want to compare yourself against other
Look on the
mediocre?
results. Look on the
Right.
results. Say, oh, did I beat Bob this time? I'm always competing with Bob. We're always neck and neck. Did I beat Bob? If you want to know how you did compared to Bob, you can do that, or Steve, or whoever is in your local club. They're in the match too, right?
Yep. No, the argument is and I've heard this in archery. When we used to go to archery nationals, we'd have a couple of professional sponsored shooters show up, and people would bellyache. How are we going to win if he's here?
Practice.
Yeah. When he started shooting, he never asked that question. He didn't, how are we going to win? It's how much training do I have to do to get to that level, right? How do I get on the podium? They don't worry about who the other people are. They worry about improving themselves. So anyway, all right. So that's what it was. I'm not sure why he wanted to put on a classifier match, but I mean, in one sense, it's convenient and easy because you don't need to worry about creativity. All you need to worry about is rangeability. Will this stage fit in that bay? Let's measure it out and let's do it. Boom, done.
And while I hate the classification system, I kind of like the idea of a classifier stage to find out how your skills at executing a stage measure up to other people.
Yes,
That's kind of
and
interesting.
I mean, the only true measure is the other people that were there that day.
Yeah.
Unless it's a standard one and you can compare it to other people who've shot it.
And I mean, you can go to IPSC World right now and you can look and see how you compare it to everyone else who shot that. You know, one really cool thing about the USPSA Steel Challenge scoring is the second you input the score in the practice score tablet, it tells you, boom, what you did, because it's all based on time. And these are standard stages, again, measured and built the same all over the world. So the second you shoot Smoke and Hope, it tells you what your total time is, like whether or not you were B, A, whatever.
Cool. Yeah.
Ego crushing. But I already go into those matches knowing what the world record is on those stages. So I already know where I'm at. And if somebody's having a good run, I'll be like, hey, man, you're only 4 seconds off the world record. And they're like, huh?
The whole thing was 4 seconds.
Right? So anyway, that's all I did, guys. And good chat. How about you, Adriel? What did you get up to?
Let's see here. I did a maple seed on Saturday. I think it was on Saturday. I'm gonna be doing like a maple seed like every
It was
week.
Saturday.
Yeah. It
How's
seems
it
like
going?
so long ago. It was good. Didn't rain on us.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think we have now we've got 4 times as many matches. Maple
Okay,
seed,
you know what? You've also had
and,
4 times as many ability to open up anything, and because Alberta doesn't give a flying, you know who.
Yeah, I think we also have the most active cases now, more than Ontario.
Yeah. What's that say?
No one has more active cases than the province of Quebec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys did a fantastic job. You had 3 riflemen, and yeah, that's awesome.
Double rainbow all across the sky on the way in.
Double rainbows. Yeah, I saw those too. Thanks for sharing that picture. He shared. So Adriel shared a picture of his double rainbow, and I shared a picture of the tornado warnings that we were having.
We just had some tornado warnings today.
There you go.
There's a bit of a twister that may have touched down in Calgary here, but Edmonton seems safe. So I shot the maple seed. Put on the maple seed.
You put it on.
Yeah, and then what else am I doing? I am looking at. Okay, so I've got this Norinco NP29.
Yep.
I kind of want to put a red dot on it.
You do.
Now, Captain Andy, I asked him about that mount that they put on that thing. That's $180 US mount.
Yeah, but it's a baller gun. Belonged to a baller individual.
But I don't like this is a Norinco. Keep in mind, like it's not a baller
Well,
gun.
dude, what
I'm
do you
not
want?
gonna make it a
Do you
baller.
want to have an optic on your 1911? That
I
nice
do.
things cost money.
I do. Okay. Let me show you what I've been looking at because
What have you been looking at?
I've been looking at like what do I need to do to like make this work. Okay, so I have a Novak cut in on my 1911,
Okay.
Yes, you do.
but it was cut to like where the existing rear sight was, which is like a GI style, so it's further back than it should be. So I could get like a Novak mount that like just slides in there, but that rear plate is going to slide quite a bit back past the back of the receiver, back of the slide. So that might, well, it'll look weird if I
Those
do
are
end up
dumb.
getting it. Yeah,
They don't stay in, and yeah.
I can make it stay in. Just
No, you can't.
drill another hole and put another bolt in there, and it's not going to move. So I was looking at that, like maybe one of these adapter plates here, but it might go a little bit too far back. So I'm not sure now, like whether I get a different plate and have Captain Annie mill the plate in, whatever plate works, kind of a thing. I have been looking at red dots. The Hollow Suns look kind of interesting, just for the fact that the battery
And
lasts for like
FYI,
100,000 hours. Yeah, go ahead.
You can send the slide to Denise too. Denise done a lot of those cuts for that mount as well.
Oh, I see.
Really?
Okay.
Show sponsor.
Yep.
Might even cut you a deal.
Mhm. I mean, at this point, the thing I need is how do I make it happen? Because the Novak won't work. I need some other plate milled into that thing, and I need to get the plate. The Trijicon plates are stupid expensive. They're like 100 US each. These EGW ones are like $50. EGW is fine. Like I would take one of those, just not the Novak one. Maybe something that mounts directly in. And then the Hollow Suns are $300-400, and I think
Yeah.
that's more in line with the price point. The Trijicon RMR is very nice, but I am not putting a $900 optic on a $300 Norinco pistol.
Well, you keep it and you put it on something else later on down the road.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going
Fair enough.
to cook that much money on it. I mean, I was looking at the Vortexes, and the Vortexes were okay, about the same price point, but the battery life was way worse. And none of them had like either an always on or a shake awake or anything like that.
Yeah.
Whereas the Hollow Sun, I could just leave it on. It's either 50,000 hours or 100,000 hours of lifetime on it. That's like 5 or 10 years. So you just leave it on. Because the one thing that I always notice with people shooting red dots with 3-gun is they forget to turn them on. They go through their whole, because you got 3 guns. It's not just like one thing you have to check. You have to load your rifle, check your safety, take your scope caps off, preload your shotgun, put the safety on, then your pistol and this, and load it and put it, preload the chamber, then pull out your other mag and stuff that mag in there, and turn your red dot on. So it's a lot to remember.
Just
I'd
leave
rather
the
have
red
an
dot
optic.
on.
Well, yeah, I'd rather have a red dot that just stays on all the time, and this one would do that better. So that's why I was kind of looking at those. And they also use the RMR mounting plates, so those are quite easy to find. So I have been looking at those. And then the other thing I've been doing is, can I pin my video? There we go. I got one of these guys to play with. So this is the, come on camera, there we go.
That's
This is the Spectre Ballistics straight pull.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
saw that.
I refuse to get excited about this. This
Some
is
people
like
will.
admitting defeat.
Sure.
We haven't even had the
Mhm.
lawsuit yet, and we're already buying straight pull ARs.
Okay. If you have a very fancy AR, what's that AR going to do for the next 10 years while this is dragged through court?
Gather dust.
Nothing. It's going to gather dust.
Be a
So
safe queen.
if you want to do something with those fancy parts over the next 10 years, you get an upper and lower, and you put your parts on it, and you go shoot a coyote with it, or
Not a-
shoot a match
not a
with
bolt.
it, or whatever. What's that?
What about the bolt? What kind of bolt's in there? Can I use my AR bolt?
You could use your AR bolt, and then you have to use the bolt carrier that comes with it, which is a very small dealie that just kind of fits in there.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's the carrier that's been modified. Okay.
Yeah, so you could use so if you have a matched AR bolt and barrel, that's where all your accuracy is on an AR anyways. So you
Mhm.
could get a very accurate package set up just by sticking some of those on a setup like this.
Yeah, I sold the parts off my AR.
There you go.
So,
That might have been a mistake because you are going to make more money soon because they're going to start getting short on parts because there's none coming in right now. Anyways, straight full action on this thing. Nothing, no spring assist. So you pull it back, it stays back. You push it forward, stays forward. Pretty decent in terms of like not shaking out. If you do like really whack it, it will pull the bolt back just a little bit. But if you just like under normal use, it's not going to come back. Not much to say about it. I mean, it's an AR-ish upper and lower that you bolt all your AR parts to. It's got a trigger guard on it, I guess. That's so some of the ARs don't, right? Yeah, they have
How much?
you have an add-on. 8 something. I don't know. This is like this is serial number 1. Like they loaned me the production model to.
Yeah, because
do a
you did
quick
a
review
review
on.
on it.
That's
and I
amazing.
saw that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's a
I
good
mean,
review too. By the
don't
way.
get me wrong. I'd rather take that coyote hunting than anything else. And now barrel length doesn't matter. I can put a 16 on that. I could put a 14 on that.
you could put a 12. I measured this thing out.
Right?
I think a 12 would go. Like I would never use a 12 just because it's not practical for a 223.
Screw practical. Practical's got nothing to do with it. It's a black
16?
rifle.
16 inch
Yeah.
I would use.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And takes AR triggers, so you can put in like a fancy pants
You know
trigger
what?
in there.
Like, I'd have one anyway. What the hell? Now, one thing I wish they had done,
Mhm.
and that was not make it take an AR mag, come up with a proprietary mag, and give us 30 round capacity.
I'm pretty sure both Maple Ridge and like this is the Spectre ballistics. I'm pretty sure Maple and Spectre are both doing that.
Good.
Yeah.
Like this is
I'll
the,
wait for that.
first
Ryan
version.
said that there was going to be a proprietary mag for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a big fat FU, right? It's like,
Yep.
all right, fine. You took our semi-autos away. Well, guess what? Now we got a straight pull black rifle with full capacity. How do you like us now?
And it would be competitive in 3-gun because right now in 3-gun, a Tavor or some other semi-auto is still going to be more competitive than this because like you can't
Until he's got to reload.
Yeah, until he's got to reload. So if you can get a 30 rounder, that would be ideal.
I mean, because 3-gun is unorganized, a hack, and doesn't matter, I would totally do that. Like if it was a serious sport like IPSC,
you're just
no,
jealous. You're
Are
just
you
jealous
really
because you
but
don't
jealous
have
of
very
what?
much.
Your made-up sport where the rules
IPSC's
change
it's
from
made-up
one
sport,
match to
too.
the other. Like if you guys were all running USPSA multi-gun across the country like you should, an organized, established rule set, fine. But, you know, you guys got to make up your own rule sets at every match.
Indeed. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
case.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. You own it like it's a good thing, which makes
Mhm.
you special and a little autistic.
Or it makes our matches fun.
Okay.
Okay.
'Cause fun
So
matters.
yeah, let me show this bolt here. So there's you guys see that key on the one side here, right about there.
Yes.
That so there's a key on one side, bolt on the other. The bolt is the key on the other side. So remove that, and then
It's
the bolt.
reversible, right? That's what you're doing?
Yes, yeah, it's reversible.
Perfect.
I'm
'Cause it
not
belongs
actually going
on
to
the left
reverse
side.
it because it does belong on the left side, in my
It
opinion.
does.
Yeah, I don't think
If
that
it's
the
bolt, if it's bolt,
I
yeah,
don't
you
think
it
keep your
does.
sides
Yeah,
side to
man,
side.
like-
Keep your finger on the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rock the bolt.
And you can, like I tried at the range shooting it with just keeping my left hand on the bolt and just running it really quickly. It worked.
Uh-huh.
It was fine.
Perfect.
It wasn't like I would say for like long range shots, you would probably work the bolt and then pull your hand back out or pull your hand your support hand out to grab whatever you could to give you a little bit more support. But
So when I was looking at the video, you did it pretty proficiently. What's the rate? Were you able to time between shots how much you realistically were taking?
no, I wasn't able to
No.
to time.
No.
So pins are loose.
Got to do a mad minute with it.
Yeah,
Mm.
this front one's a little bit sticky. There we go. So there's the
That's
upper.
what she said.
And that
Cool.
bolt, there's nothing holding it in right now. Oh, you know what? There is. I need to pull it back. There we go.
Look at that.
That's a little.
It's a tiny
bolt.
little guy. Yeah, nice
Yeah.
and small.
That's
And
what
then
she
that's
also
it.
said.
There's nothing else going on in the interior. Doesn't go to the back. That's solid right there. And your
What-
lower is just like I don't know, chunk of aluminum to put your trigger and stuff into.
Yeah.
Adriel, is there a buffer and spring on that in that tube?
Nope.
No.
Nope. No buffer and spring. Just makes it lightweight.
Well, I want one that I pull and then let go in the spring chambers the next round for me.
The Maple Ridge does that one.
Perfect.
But I don't know. I mean, like, there's pros and cons, I guess, to that. Then
And isn't there a system in Europe where you pull the trigger, the gas puts it back, but it locks open, then you push a
Yes.
button and it closes? Can we have that?
I mean, I think this comes down to, do you think the Liberals are going to ban more guns or not? If you think
Well, of
they're going
course
to ban,
they are.
if you think they're going to ban more guns, then maybe you want to pick something that's a little bit further away from them banning. If you think they're going to, if you don't care, then
So go back and
pick
buy the
most
Rossi
automatic
that you
one.
were talking about, because that's about the furthest that you can get, right?
Well, I mean, I think that's up to individuals in terms of how far they want to get on it. Like myself, I would pick the thing that's the most competitive. But that said, I still have all my 3-gunning to do. So I want the most competitive rifle out there, right? Yeah, anyways, got outshot that. I was just using like some blaster ammo. I got like 1/2-inch groups at 50. That's the barrel though, right? Like any good barrel you put on an AR action is going to give you decent accuracy. And I think that's about it for me. Kelly, what about you?
So I did do a little bit of stuff this week. I went to a Maple Seed at Warren Fields, which is actually near London, and it is an active airfield. So we actually shot first time ever for a Maple Seed event. We a plane came down the airstrip, and it's kind of like, you know how when you're here playing hockey out on the street and you say car, well, we went airplane and had to clear everything out, and when the airplane taxied past us, game on. So we went back to actually shooting, so it was kind of cool. It's probably one of the most coolest ranges that I've ever seen, because not only do they have is an active airfield, but they also have a wood oven for pizza. Anyways, next time I know, I'm going to bring pizza, and we're going to have homemade pizza in the wood oven. We had 4 people who were congratulations to 4 people who made Rifleman. They're all listeners as well. So there was Nat, Dave, Steve, and Adrian, and then we had a couple other people that came up afterwards as well. Doug Johnson, he was a listener. Rob was a listener. I gave out shirts to everybody and swag and all that, so it was really nice to see everybody and say hello. And Chris Titchler, he was the one that put on the event or hosted the event. He actually had a whole weekend. So we had race guns on Friday, and then he had an outlaw match on Saturday, and then we had a Maple Seed on the Sunday. So it was a really long weekend for him, and it was really warm the 2 days previous, like it was in the 35s and sunny and not. And they were out in the sun. And then on Sunday, what had happened was well, it's Maple Seed so you know what I mean. The day started out really, really nice. Then by about 10 o'clock in the morning, we had the thunder and lightning happening, and then the downpour, and then we stopped for about an hour while that passed. And then we got back to shooting, and then by about 2 o'clock, we had more thunder and lightning, and also the tornadoes. Anyways, so we didn't shoot our first MQT until about 5 o'clock. MQT is, by the way, the Maple Seed qualifying target. I was boss. I was going to call the event, but everybody wanted to stay and actually try. So I said, well, if we're not going to be shooting by 5 o'clock, I'll call it and we'll cancel it. But by 5 o'clock, miraculously, the sun came out and everything, and people stayed. And we shot 2 more MQTs. We were there until 8 o'clock. I wanted to say thank you to every single person. Every single person that was on that line stayed and helped clean up and pack up. And
wow.
Yeah, so that was fantastic. And everything in that trailer was soaking freaking wet. I got home at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I didn't drop off the trailer. So I got home at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I actually went to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I got off work, and then I went back out, and I unpacked everything out of the trailer, and I dried everything out and folded it all back up after 2 hours and put it back in the trailer so that we're ready for another Maple Seed this weekend. And that's what happens. Maple Seeds happen, it rains. So it's kind of like, we have to wash everything and then pack it all back up again and everything.
In my experience, it doesn't rain.
Shut up.
It's fine. Sun shines, a little bit of wind just to drive the mosquitoes away, and keep it a little bit cool. 22-ish.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, or maybe we'll see this weekend.
That
'Cause
gray
I'm in-
cloud that follows you, Kelly. I've been telling you for a long time, but
And I got to see Rick. So Rick Antonio, he stayed for half of the shoot because he was there all weekend to do the ORPS and the race guns too. So he stayed, but he has a little bit longer drive, so he stayed for half the day, and it was so good to actually see him. I've seen him more now in the past couple of weeks than I've seen him all last year. Anyways,
I
it was
think
really,
that
really.
rimfire race guns is going to become a lot more popular because
Oh
so many
yeah.
guys from our 3-gun group are just like that.
Oh,
There's no
yeah.
rifles.
Yeah.
They might as well just go to rimfire.
Yeah.
well, you know, IPSC does have a discipline called mini rifle.
Mhm.
So that may take off in Canada because it's essentially IPSC rifle, but with rimfire.
Yep.
You
No.
can find the rule book on their website.
Everybody's having fun with that. It's like, oh yeah, like fantastic. Anyways, and so they were doing 22 rifles, but you can also do the race guns with 22 pistols as well. But they were just doing, and not only that, Rick had brought out some of the rifles that he's giving away too. With I'm going to announce it a little bit later, but people got to try some really, really, really cool rifles too. So it was awesome. Also, just want to let you know that the Ontario Hunter Education Program, I told you that it was coming out last week and that it was being released online and everybody does it virtually. So I'm officially through chapter 11 of 18 of it. And so what they did is Ontario basically hijacked the Saskatchewan one. And so I'm doing Saskatchewan's hunter education. And once I'm done that, then I'm going to contact the person here and I'm going to write the exam for it. But it is essentially.
You can't write it online?
Yeah, you do it online, but I don't know how it's supposed to be done. I have to do it through him. He's proctoring it. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to contact him. But
Alberta, you can just do it online. The whole thing, front to back. My kid did it, and you watch all the materials.
Yep.
You do the test from the comfort of your own home.
Yep.
And your license comes in the mail.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to contact him. He said, contact me once you're done, and then I'll get you to do the exam. I said, okay. So as I said, it's about, each of the chapters is about anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that's like 2 hours times, that's 22 hours I'm not getting back in my life. Anyways.
Interesting.
Okay.
I'm learning how to keep things alive. You're learning how to kill them. Wow, have things ever changed?
Yeah, no way. Did you ever think this day would end? I mean,
yeah, it ends with suicide.
Started with suicide. That's
Comes
Right.
and then
Started with suicide,
and-
ended with a conversation with Kelly. Oh,
Anyways,
that's
I
the
love you.
worst.
Okay. Skeet. I also went to Skeet Night on Wednesday,
Shot some
and
skeets.
I shot some clays on Wednesday, like we normally do. Yeah, so much better than last week. I beat Kelly this week, which is unusual. I don't usually beat her. But I also noticed some things with my shooting as well. So I'm.
You noticed how bad it was.
Trevor.
Sorry, filtered off, man. It's the end of the day. My Ritalин's worn
Shut
off.
up.
These are the things that are going to come out.
It is actually, but no, it's not. It's actually improving. So thank you.
Good for you. And you beat
Uh-huh.
Kelly.
And I beat Kelly. Yeah, I
And
did.
Kelly can get after it, so.
Yeah. So can the other Kelly. The Delask. So I've been waiting and waiting for the Delask Mag to come in the mail, and I haven't checked my mail for about a week, but it came in, and I told my dad that it's here, so I'm going to install it for him. But I just
cool.
want to show everybody. This is the first time I've seen one of these. These ones are pretty solid. They're machined aluminum, and the bolt button.
Extended
It-
bolt grabber
Yeah, and it is serrated, and
Whoa.
it's actually.
thing. Chunky.
It's chunky, so you're not going to have to fiddle and fart with it. Of course, this goes over the trigger guard like this, and I think it's actually a little bit better than the one that I have. It's got Delask printed on it, and I think it'll do him nicely. Now, we were talking to Matador Arms. Matador Arms saying that they don't have any of their 1022s extended mags here in Canada. They have them down in the States. A lot of the listeners have been tagging me in posts on Twitter as well as sending private messages. I did talk to Enika or Nolan, whoever's was managing the Twitter page, and they said that no, they're not available here in Canada. It's only in the US that they're available. So just want to let everybody know that. The other thing is I'm prepping for the maple seed that's going to be happening in Ottawa. All of our maple seeds, as soon as we get them up online, they're basically selling out. I'm not even releasing some of them to the public. I'm talking about the Ontario ones. So we're trying to actually get a few more here in Ontario, and as they come up and get released to the public, we'll be putting them on the website and also on the Facebook page. But if they are sold out, please stay tuned. We're trying to get as many as we can, and if not this year, we'll get you in next year. COVID's been kind of a BITCH for us. Gunny Girl calendar, we got some great models. All of them have confirmed that they're going to be participating, and we're planning our shoot at the end of August, and yeah, it's going to be a great time. A bunch of us girls getting together. We're all going to sleep over, have pillow fights, that thing. And
my.
And that's it. That's all that I did for
congratulations on being able to regain my attention.
I was wondering if you're listening.
Didn't take much, hey?
Yeah, no.
No, it didn't take much. Just the right thing.
Yeah.
Teddies and pillow fights.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I signed up for a three-gun match. My first three-gun match of the year.
You did.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
I'm gonna do a three-gun match on August 8th, and I'm gonna do a maple seed August 9th. I'm gonna be.
You're
wrecked.
gonna be baked. Is what you are.
Yeah, August. Gonna be hot. Yeah. All right, why don't we head on? New sponsor, Telos Alpha is a Canadian digital agency that works exclusively in the firearms vertical. They help with business processes, strategic planning, websites, e-commerce, and battling the stigma the industry carries with banks, merchant processors, and social media. Learn more at telosalpha.com. Upcoming events. There's an IPSC Newfoundland one here.
Oh yeah, their provincials is coming.
Ooh, that's coming up quick here.
Yes, they are coming up, and I put it into the so.
I think they reached out to me to see if they can get T-shirts again, and I think I might put a couple in the mail for them.
Yeah,
not the ones we can find. They're not the ones that we want for everyone else. We're hard up on finding like the bigger T-shirts, the 2XLs and that kind of thing. We're all out of them.
Yeah. So yeah, Sean's reaching out for that. But if anybody else can sponsor them, or if anybody wants to participate, he's got the link there for that.
So it's on PractiScore.
Yep.
So you can go to PractiScore and just search for matches and either Newfoundland, or you can use the map function. Get yourself registered. Do we know if it's a level 2 or level 3?
I'm thinking it's probably a level 2. Do they do level 3s?
They do if they can get a range master. They don't have any over there that are trained yet, to the best of my knowledge. I'm not sure if that has changed.
I don't think so.
So
I don't think they're letting anybody on the rock either. So
man, it looks like it'll be a 2.
Yep.
Cool.
So Sean can let us know if it's level 3 or 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's 2 because, as you said, they're not letting anybody in. So
right.
Awesome. CRPS, they're still doing their Founders Coin fundraising. They're giving away. Can I do this? You want to do it, Kelly? Am I missing
holding
anything?
No, I'm holding.
You're holding one. Yes. They are giving away one of 2 rifles. They have a Tesoro.ca CZ457 LRP. That's the long range precision 22.
It's beautiful.
It's got all the goodies on there. They also have a Go Big Tactical Voodoo K22 KRG Bravo with a trigger tech. $50 for a coin with 2 chances to win a great rifle. Head on over to rimfireprecision.ca and check it out over there.
Only $50, and you get some really good prizes.
And the coins are sweet too. Like they're
they are.
like thick, chunky metal pieces. So kind of a cool little swag bit.
Will it draw blood if I throw it at your forehead? Asking
Definitely.
for a friend.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
If you put it in your front pocket and you're walking up a slight incline, might blow out your calf too.
Oh,
Might.
That's very hurtful. Not as hurtful as blowing out a calf, but
Project Maple Seed events. We have events. Winnipeg, August. Sorry, do you want to go ahead?
No, go ahead.
No. Winnipeg, August 4th. Verdun, August 6th. Medicine Hat, August 8th. Sherwood Park, August 9th.
That's members only, right?
Huh? Yes.
That's members only.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sherwood Park one is. I think they still have space. So if you're a member of the Sherwood Park range, check that out. Saskatoon, August 11th and 12th. Tabor, August 18th. Provost, August 22nd. Campbell River, August 23rd. Kamloops, August 29th. I think we're almost up to the point where we can, yes, today actually, we can announce some of the Calgary shoots as well. So we'll be adding some events for Calgary shortly.
Yep.
If you want to get those, go to mapleseedrifle.com or go to the Maple Seed Facebook page.
We're going to be updating those probably in the next couple of days because I got some more to add to it as well with Ontario. Because we'll get those coming on.
Trying to catch up to Alberta. I don't think you're going to do it, but you can try.
You know what? As soon as this cold and the snow comes to Alberta, Ontario is still going to be shooting because we're hardy folk here.
Are you going to shoot past November?
No, probably not.
I'm shooting into October.
You know what?
That's risky.
That's
very risky.
We might, and the reason is because if we're doing more regionally stuff we can probably do it. And you know what? I'm starting to think that it'd be a great idea to have winter seeds.
Yeah, they can't really do those out here because it might be like too cold
Why?
to function.
Because you're cold.
I believe that.
That's fighting words.
I know, you're telling me more time. What were you saying, Trevor?
I was just going to point out the fact that I think it's expected
Yeah, it is.
that you would think it's a good idea to have a winter seed. I think it's par for the course and continues to speak volumes to your poor judgment.
Well, I mean, I also ran
the
a December 3-gun match, so
Exactly.
yeah.
You know, why do you like being miserable? You come back here for punishment week after
Hey,
week.
Trevor.
Now you want to go teach in the snow.
Mhm.
Get cold, get frostbite.
Trevor.
I
Yes.
live in the environment I live in.
Yeah, but you
Deal
want to go
with it.
play in it?
Mhm, mhm.
I mean, unless you're dressed warm and on a snowmobile, or skis. Oh my God.
Trevor,
that
do you
must work so
do you
good.
remember planning a winter seed event around your schedule in February?
And then not showing up?
and then
Yeah,
not
I do, because
showing
I was
up?
like, this is dumb. I'm staying home. Who wants to go shoot
Yeah.
the cold?
Well, I did.
Yeah,
I
you
earned-
were
I earned-
awesome.
I earned my winter seed badge too.
I'm
And
happy for you.
froze my ass off,
Uh-huh.
and then
And yet still you want to have more.
yeah, because it's cool.
It's cool, all right.
It's not cool. It's cold.
Oh man, what's the temperature cutoff to get your winter seed patch? Like how cold is it got to be?
It's supposed to be freezing, which is
So
but
zero?
for-
Just
zero.
zero or
But
below?
I think that you know what, in Canada we have to up game a little bit, maybe -10.
What's wrong with you? You're not right in the head.
First maple seed that I shot, we were -25 with a wind chill factor of another 10 degrees. I froze my ass off.
Ugh,
See?
that's hard to do.
Yeah,
That's hard to do with like land.
and I can't shoot with gloves, so
Mm,
I prep the mag, go
Mhm.
shoot, put the gloves back on.
I'll never need to shoot that bad.
Doable. Doable.
It's doable.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of things doable that are not required.
nothing's
Okay.
really required.
True
Anyways.
story.
News. CCFR save the date September 12th. Is this for like a protest?
There's an announcement on August 4th, and the
4th?
date is September 12th.
Yes.
Yep.
I
think it's for a
suspect that's what
protest.
it is. I think they're finally going to organize a march on Parliament.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Total
So-
speculation. I have no insider knowledge here whatsoever. I used to be a director. I don't talk to nobody about nothing anymore. I don't know nothing about nothing.
So save the date. I'm going to be there. The other Kelly is going to be there. Tracy, everybody's going to be there. So come out. It's going to be in Ottawa. Save the date, September 12th. I'm not even booking a maple seed on that day. So just letting you know.
I will be here in Alberta. If you guys want us to march somewhere around here, I can handle that.
Is it 12th or 19th? I think it's.
Couple
it's the
new
12th.
donations.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple new donations to the CCFR Legal Fund. Thunder Bay District Fish and Game has donated $1,000, and Seniac Gun Club has donated $1,000 as well.
Yay. Yay! There was also another donation that was done. So Connor Ware, they attended a shoot at the Drumheller District and Sports, is it Shooters Club? Or?
DTSA? Yeah.
Anyways, so for a charity shoot, and they raised over $600 for that, for the CCFR.
Oh,
so.
are you talking about the one that Jason sent in?
Yep.
I think that was on private land. I don't think that was at the Drumheller one.
Oh, I was messaging him as you guys were talking, so he said it was Drumheller.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that looked kind of neat. Well done event.
Yeah, so congratulations and thanks for doing that. And just to give you, September 12th. It's a good thing I checked on that.
Yeah. Next up in the news, we have the RCMP's not registration certificate revocation letter. So this is actually something that Wolverine shared on CGN, and they're saying, hey, they didn't actually say revoked in their letter. They said nullified, therefore they're trying to get around you not filing a Section 74 challenge on, because I'm sure you guys have gotten your little pieces of paper in the mail that say, hey, your registration is now null and void. So that's the theory here as well, is that they're trying to make those not applicable. And there's also a little bit of interesting history here in their Section 74 hearings for the 12.6 handguns 18 years ago and how those went, which not well. They didn't go well. Anywho, I don't know. Are any of you guys planning on filing a Section 74?
I was. So one of the questions is, I have it down in the listener feedback. William Sanders Saunders, he was asking and what our thoughts are on receiving those, receiving the RCMP letters of the revocation, certificate revocation, and if the 74, Section 74 is if we're going to be doing it and if we should be or not. The NFA, their position is to file it on anything that's not specifically listed on the OIC. Of course, but not on anything that's an AR-15 that was originally listed, because that could basically be precedent. But overall, people are looking to say, should I not? There's and people that put out, like there's a CCFR video that got put out.
I think before anyone makes a decision, they need to go listen to Rod's video.
Yep.
And that will help you make a more informed decision. After listening to Rod's video, I will not be filing a 74.
Okay.
You do you. That's where I'm at.
Everybody has.
That's kind of what Rod said too. He said, "You do you." All you guys do. You do you.
You have the right to file if you want to file. However,
of course. And I'm not going to speak ill or begrudge anyone who does file for whatever their reasons are. They're their own personal reasons, and I can't be critical of those. But after watching Rod's video, it's not something that I am comfortable doing, because I think there are actually bigger issues at play here. So I will let, other people are going to file anyway, so I don't have to. And this is going to eventually play out in court. But if what Rod says is true, and then, it is, it's happening. No spoilers, go watch the video. I don't want to contribute to it, so I'm not going to file.
Yeah, I think, I hope some people file. I hope enough people file to make a difference, because I still would like to see that. And I hope that those people have some ability to pay for the legal costs that are around it, or are well versed enough in it themselves to run their own defense and try to challenge it, because I still think it's important for regular civilians to defend themselves and to take this to court as well as the big gorgs. And I think part of what Rod was saying as well is that he didn't want the CCFR aiding this kind of thing, this mass Section 74 filing. I think that's one of the other things that I heard in that video as well.
Yeah. Have a look at it. Make a decision. It's your right. Absolutely, it's your right to file it if you want. it's per province as well. There's specific forms that you have for the province. So
Mhm.
Ontario is different than Alberta. I've actually downloaded the form. I have to make a decision whether I want to do it or not. But anyways,
I'm
make
still
sure
on the
you
fence for myself. I don't know
no,
how that would go in Alberta. I, hmm,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Still got a little bit of time. Just got issued.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even have it in the mail yet.
Wow.
I'm surprised I don't, but I don't have it yet. So, and it's mysteriously arriving on the date that it's dated for. I don't know how that works.
Magic, liberal magic, Kelly.
I know. I'm figuring mine's going to be a little later because I'm like a W, I guess. I don't know. Down the list.
Yeah, they came out pretty quick for everyone.
I
But
know.
yeah.
Do you know that's another, what, $2.54 million
Right,
to
$1 million.
send those
Yep.
out? Yeah. So that's so far, that's $11 million they sent in paperwork. Just saying.
I
Yep.
don't
Plus-
think they care.
Nope, they
No.
do not.
I don't think their
No.
voters care either. Their voters, like after this WE scandal here, no change in polls. No change. Don't care. They're willing to overlook the obvious corruption. So we'll just have to wait. We'll just have to wait until Trudeau does something really bad. Maybe he'll like murder someone. Can always hope. Why don't we skip into the main topic? So one of the listeners sent us a question on ammo, when to buy cheap and when to pay more. So this is kind of interesting because there's I think there's some kinds of guns or some kind of ammo, I guess, that cheap is fine, and then sometimes when paying more really does make a difference. I haven't thought about how to categorize this, but why don't we start with? Do you guys want to start with 22s?
Sure.
Okay, so for a maple seed,
All
would
right,
would you use the cheapest ammo possible for a maple
Okay.
seed?
No.
I
And the
don't
reason-
Go ahead, Kelly. Sorry.
And the reason is because people will say, okay, I have people who've come to an event and they've come with a bucket of bullets,
Mhm.
and they've done okay. But there's a lot of stoppage. There's a lot of stovepiping duds. They're not reliable, and also
It's
the
dirtier ammo. Like
it's
some of the cheaper
dirtier.
Winchester stuff is dirtier, and it's
Right,
going
and
to
the
jam later on in the day.
groupings are not going to be there. So absolutely no, I wouldn't do it.
The answer to the question when to buy cheap ammo is when it doesn't matter. You're taking someone to the range to fire a
Yeah.
gun for the first time,
And that
and you
doesn't
don't want to
matter.
use your match ammo or your expensive ammo. That's when you
You
we
give
need
them
to go purchase ammo just for this little range trip. We're gonna buy the cheapest stuff possible. That's when you buy cheap ammo. Like when it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Anytime
you're
you're
right.
online for some kind of competition, it goes without saying that,
Right.
One odd thing that has happened to me was my Thompson Center Predator
Right.
Holy Jesus, I'm tired. My Thompson Center Venture Predator liked cheap Winchester white box, 45
Really?
grain jacketed hollow point. I've loaded for this firearm. I've tested a wide variety of commercially available ammo, and I could shoot sub MOA more often than not, all the way to 200 with that ammo. Just lucky that
Mhm.
that powder and projectile combination in that barrel loved each other. But I mean, not before I went through all the expensive store-bought ammo. Because when I first purchased that rifle, I was not reloading. So, but yeah, when you buy cheap ammo, when it doesn't matter, when it's plinking, when it's fun.
I
at the
use
range.
cheap ammo when it matters. Sometimes.
Yeah, but you don't care about nothing ever.
No,
At all.
so 3-gun
You drink
pistol
cheap
ammo.
beer. You drink
Nine-
cheap beer.
Uh-huh.
You drive 10-year-old cars, even though you don't have to. See what I'm saying? Like that's who you are. It's part of your
I
eclectic
got a new car too.
personality. I didn't say now you do, but for years you could have had a new car. You chose not to. You're just weird like that.
Correct, but I
There you
don't need it. So for pistol ammo for 3-gun, I buy whatever is the cheapest 9mm possible.
Because it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. No, it does. I need it to be reliable, but cheap
That's
9mm
true.
is
That's
reliable.
true. We bought some cheap ammo one time that we were going to use for demonstrations during a class, thinking it doesn't matter. It mattered.
Max
It mattered.
Tech.
Yeah,
The Max Tech ammo. Yeah, there is such a thing as too cheap for 9mm ammo.
Right.
I wouldn't get the what's
Well,
the
see, that
Brazilian
mattered.
stuff?
We
Is
were
it the
teaching. We
Brazilian
should have
stuff
got good
that's
stuff.
really bad too? That, like, if you look at the cheapest 9mm, there's that Max Tech stuff, which
All
is
Brazilians
not
done
good.
incorrectly are
Yeah.
bad.
I'm pretty sure the Max Tech is Bosnian, but then there's also some Brazilian stuff that that is inconsistent as well. But other than that, like, I got Federal aluminum case 9mm. I just run that stuff. It's fine. It runs and it's cheap,
Yeah.
and I don't have to worry about it.
So
Mhm.
okay, yeah, and absolutely. And Trevor's right too. You buy the crappy stuff when you can take people to the range, whatever, and then but you buy the good stuff when you want reliability, consistency, or whatever your gun likes. But I think what Josh sent this in, and what he's asking is, like, he can buy a 5-cent 22, or he can buy a $5 box or $10
Sure.
box.
Box can buy some Ely. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah, 20.
So
Some Center X.
which should you buy is basically what he's saying. What is the better buy? Is it the 5-cent 22 that you can buy in bulk, or is it the $10 box of Ely that is stanky?
I think it
It
depends on
depends what
the
you're
on your
doing.
skill level too, because
Yeah.
let's take a maple seed, right? Average person shooting a maple seed, high velocity, regular blaster ammo is fine as long as it's reliable. Not the dirtiest stuff. So I know Luke really likes Thunderbolts. That stuff's dirty, and after 200 rounds, it's going to start gumming up your action, and you might run into reliability issues. So I like cleaner stuff. And you can get bench accurate stuff like CCI standard velocity for 7 cents a round.
Yeah.
CCI standard velocity is a gem.
Yeah.
For what you pay, what you get, the value is outstanding.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Trevor's right again.
Its bench accuracy is more than what you need at a maple seed. Like, there's some other bulk ammo that their bench accuracy isn't quite very good, and you could outshoot that ammo, you're probably not going to outshoot the CCI standard velocity stuff.
No.
And it's basically the same, 7 cents versus 5, as long as you buy it by like the bucket load.
Right. And that's actually, so if somebody writes to me and says, okay, so what do you recommend? I tell them to go and actually shoot the rifle, buy a couple of different boxes of several different kinds, and find out what the rifle likes. However, if they're looking for reliability, cheapness, and something that's clean and it's going to be accurate, it's CCI mini mags. Just go and buy those.
Yeah, mini mags are when you need the reliability, the mini mags are definitely really good, especially in like 22 handguns and that kind of thing. They're good for that.
Yeah.
Blazer is good too. CCI Blazer 22. Yeah. That stuff's good if you need like a high velocity loading. Yeah. And all of those, I think, like for maple seed wise, you're not going to outshoot them. If you're going to shoot a CRPS, that's where you might start to see some of the difference.
Oh yeah, and that's where we get into the whole thing with velocity as well, standard velocity, high velocity, etc. Because you're going to use standard velocity when you go out to the longer ranges as well, and that's where.
Well, Rick uses like high velocity on some of that stuff. Like some of those guys are using high velocity to go out further. Yeah.
They're not losing.
No.
They're not dropping. Okay.
No.
So I had better groupings with standard as opposed to the high, which is actually pretty consistent with other people too.
I'm going to test that on Friday.
But I use Ely. Like when I'm shooting out to 2-300, I use Ely as opposed to Force. So
Force,
as opposed
Force is high velocity though, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So,
that's what I used for RPS last year, but you guys got me convinced to go back to standard.
I was using ORPS is you're inside the bullet drops going to be less important. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I mean, especially like I'll have my dope chart and
accuracy, because some of the targets on ORPS are like a half an inch,
quarter of an inch, 25.
Quarter of an inch. You're going to need like that's where the accuracy is going to trump the velocity.
Right.
Yeah.
So green box as well. What's green box? It's
CCI green box or green tag.
No, Ely. It's the I've shot
Club?
Force.
Is that Club?
Target. Is it Target?
Maybe. They have a lot of
Animus. Yeah, Animus. But yeah, use that stuff as opposed to use good stuff on the longer distance. I'm just saying.
Yeah. If I'm shooting gophers, I like to use cheap copper-plated stuff, just because it's
Because of
less
fouling?
lead on your hands from loading all day.
Yeah.
And not the cheapest, the absolute cheapest, because the absolute cheapest would be like Winchester bulk box or Federal bulk box, and those both suck. I don't like either of them. The Federal blue used to be my favorite, but I don't know what
I
they've
always
done
thought
recently.
that was awful.
Recently, like the stuff I've shot, like I've been getting terrible groups out of it, and it's like, nope, this goes into the safe, never to be shot again unless I take people out. If I take people, like my kids, out to the range, it's like I shovel all the real terrible stuff I found, all the
See,
stuff
that's what I'm
that doesn't
saying.
group for nothing. Yeah, they can shoot all that.
Sport. Elite sport is what it is. Sorry.
Sport should be standard velocity.
Yeah, it's standard. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay. He's also asking about 9mm as well, 223.
Yeah, I go with cheap. I mean, if you're going to shoot IPSC, the best thing to do would be to reload, because then you can tailor the power factor to your gun.
Correct.
But if you were lazy, just run factory 124 grain stuff, I guess.
Yeah, like if you don't care, just get something that, if you don't reload, get something that runs reliably and call it good, and focus on how to shoot, not what you're shooting.
But don't take the 115s will be close on power factor.
Never buy 115.
Yeah,
Right.
124 or 147 if you can.
Correct. Yeah.
So I think one of the reasons why he's asking us is he also sent in another email previously about how ammo shortages are predicted or being predicted. Yeah, well, okay. So again, so this is his next question is when to buy.
Now,
is it better to buy cheap? Is it which to buy? How to buy?
buy bulk and
bulk.
buy often and buy when you find it.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're like, if I was to say, if I thought that there was a shortage coming up and I had no 9mm right now, I would get an Excel. I would make an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And I would start going through websites and figuring out the price per round and find.
Can
the
you do that
cheapest
and
way.
then publicize it for our listeners, please? That would be
I've done this in the past.
great public
he
service.
has.
Yeah.
Needs to be done again.
So you know what I did? So, and again, I love our listeners and also our co-hosts because they've been sending me messages with,
Not
because
me.
I've been,
Sorry about those pictures.
Okay, so there's co-hosts that I love and co-hosts that I don't love.
I was drunk. I was drunk when I sent those pictures. Sorry. I didn't mean it.
They weren't even of him. You could tell by the color.
Yeah. So people have been, I've been having a hard time finding the Aguila that I like, the high velocity, right?
Yeah.
So we have people that have been sending me messages. So I found this really, really,
Better
really
if they
good
sent you the ammo, but whatever.
deal, but it was in another province. So I said, sweet. I went and looked.
Ship it.
Yeah, they won't.
No,
It's
of
pickup.
course not.
And it's pickup only, right? So I ordered every single one they have, right? And I put the order through and I said and in the order I said, it's getting picked up. Here's my pal. Here's a copy of it. I have somebody who's coming to pick it up. I am coming down to that province next month. I will pick it up. And they said no.
Why did you talk yourself out of it? Why don't you just send the person the money? They walk in with their own pal and get it.
No, because I had to put my pal in, right, when I was ordering it and show
Make
my
the purchase online. Oh my God! Wow.
And then I said, well, and it's in-store pickup only. You had to show your pal, right? And I'm going, well, I have somebody that lives in that province that's picking it up for me because I'm coming down there.
No, they wouldn't have figured that out.
Wow. See the difference
No,
right now
they-
between you and
they
me is
did.
I'd be calling them out.
And I got a sweet deal. I bought every single box of it. Anyways, so I had to cancel the order, and if I come down to the province that I'm supposed to be coming down to next month, if they open up the borders and then let me in, I'll go by the place and I'll buy every single piece of stinking stuff that they have, and because it's that good of a deal.
Neat.
Anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
well, Kelly, can't you just use the other person's pal on the order, and then they'll go there and pick it up with the pal that you used?
I don't know.
There's thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And now I'm just,
Because it's going to be gone.
You know what?
I don't know if it will be.
I don't
it
think
will
it
be.
will.
22 is not short right now. There's lots of 22 right now.
Wait.
9mm 223,
But no.
definitely.
Wait. All
Okay,
the
no,
hoarding
no,
that
no, no,
happened in
no,
the
no, no,
States
no,
and
no,
people not working?
Yeah, but that brand and that specific type of Aguila, it will, there's not a lot of it in Canada because Aguila's been having issues, right? So I want it, but I'm not willing. It's kind of like, whatever.
So just your friend who's going to pick it up, send them an EMT and have them process the order themselves or go into the store themselves. Like this should have been done yesterday.
I know. He'd offered, and I said, I don't really care now. Like, honestly, you tell me that, I'm going to say, well, you know what, screw you. I don't really, if it's there, it's there.
So you don't
Yep.
want it.
I do want it, but
Then buy it.
it pissed me off. So I don't know.
Then don't buy it. Are you pissed off or do you want it? You can't be both. Pick one.
Am I driving you nuts?
Always. I don't care anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, like,
That was
so
my story.
for Josh, buy it, buy lots of it and stack it deep. Buy it
Yeah.
cheap, stack it deep, I think is the saying.
And yeah, so I just totally contradicted this, but wherever you can find it.
I mean, like, there is stuff out there. It's not wherever you can find it, because 9mm 223, like, there's still lots of it out there. You just have to find a good price and buy a lot of it. And a lot of it is thousands, like 2,000 rounds.
Yeah.
If for like someone who doesn't do a lot of shooting right now, if you were to buy 2,000 rounds, you're probably good for a couple of years. Probably, I don't know. I don't know the guy.
Probably. I think I went
know
through
much.
5,000 rounds of Aguila last summer.
How is it
It's decent.
possible?
That's
How's that
decent.
possible? Because I was giving away my rifle and people were
There
using
you
my
go.
ammo.
So you didn't go through it. You gave
yeah,
away
other
5,000 rounds.
people you were
Yeah.
shooting at.
Yeah, okay.
I figured that out. I went, holy crap, that's a lot of ammo. And ooh, yeah, that's
Should
a
have
lot
been
of money.
using the bucket of bullets.
Right?
Yeah, I know. I
Or
didn't want that
you
going
know.
through my piece of crap rifle. Or going through
Your
my
nice rifle. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, yeah. So there's some good brands for 22. I really like the CCI Standard Velocity. Aguila is nice, especially that copper plated stuff. That your stuff's copper plated, right?
It's
Stuff you
copper
like.
plated. It's the high velocity. Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff's really good. And then if you're gonna shoot a match where it makes sense to, and you're gonna be steady enough, then you get into the more exotic 22s, 22 ammo choices. But for most shooters, if you're shooting positional, standing, kneeling, prone, you're probably not gonna notice the difference between any 22 ammo. Not between the accuracy, at least, maybe between the reliability. 9mm we talked about. 223. I also buy it cheap and stack it deep. I mean, for 3-gun, we're not shooting far out. Well, we're only shooting like 350 max kind of a thing. So for 350 yards, blaster ammo is fine. 55 grain is fine. If we want further than that, you might want to look at like a 65 or a 70 or 77. That's expensive stuff, though. That's not like cheap ammo. And I like, if I was a top shooter in a place where we shot really far distances, I might sight my rifle in for a 77 or a match grade long distance bullet. But with a maximum distance of like 350, which is what we're doing right now, I could do that with 55 grain all day long. It's just not worth getting anything more expensive and switching the sights around between them. What about for hunting ammo? What about like centerfire hunting ammo? What do you use, Trevor?
I mean,
Core-Lokt, Remington Core-Lokt, $20 a box.
like, dude, I have, but it was because that's what the guy had in his gun. But typically I load all my own hunting ammo because I want my hunting ammo to basically be precision match ammo. I reload my hunting ammo to the same degree of precision that I reload, long range match ammo. But I'll try a couple of things and I'll go with what groups best at 100. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the most expensive ammo. It'll be the bullet construction that I want. And I'll go with what group's best. And like I told the story a while ago with my Thompson Center Venture Predator, the best ammo for that gun ended up being the cheapest. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
You just
I mean,
test
like
some stuff.
The cup and core construction, like a traditional bullet construction, is very simple and repeatable. So often that those cheap bullets are pretty accurate. Like usually Core-Lokt is decently accurate in a gun. What I don't like about it is when using it in a high velocity cartridge where it might get hits close in, because those Core-Lokts will just spew lead everywhere when you hit, and you will get lead in your meat, like little flecks of lead in your meat. If you use a traditional bullet construction and you whack a deer at close range with some high velocity. Like if you were to use like a 270 with a 130 grain bullet, or if you were to use a 300 Win Mag with a lighter bullet, or even like a 30-06 with a like a 150 grain bullet, those bullets will lose lead and shed lead in the meat, and it will get in some weird places, and you don't really want to be consuming lead. So I would say for like a high velocity, like a higher, like 2800 FPS and up expected impact, that's where a bonded bullet might be nicer, just because it'll hold together a little bit better. Or if you want to like really be safe from lead, you could try going copper bullets. Again, only if you worry about those kind of things, worry about lead levels. Copper bullets would be better in those situations.
Yeah.
I would talk about duck ammo, but I don't hunt ducks very often. I use the cheapest stuff possible, which probably doesn't group very well, but it kills ducks and geese and whatever.
It does the job.
Does the job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shotgun ammo for 3-gun, whatever's reliable. I found the Challenger is the cheapest stuff I could get locally here. I can't get any reliability out of it. Not enough to satisfy me. The reliability would be like I would have 1 jam per 20 or so, and that is frustrating on the clock. So
Even that in the end, I was reloading because I was tailoring my load. My Versamax would cycle a 1 ounce load, reduce recoil, still knock over my poppers.
Yeah, that's you make your trade-offs there. For me, I like just running a standard ounce and an eighth Winchester.
I certainly had to with the Typhoon.
Yeah, for a lot of the semi-autos, you need to run heavier. With my gun, it was more of we have to shoot spinners. Sometimes we have to shoot plates that are a little bit further away. More lead is always better for knocking those targets over. So I just run 1 standard weight all the time. If they made 1.25 ounces, I would run that because I don't care about the recoil as much as I care about knocking over whatever I'm shooting at. Anything else to talk about ammo? When to buy it cheap? When to pay more? I mean, if you were into match shooting, you might pay more, or you might just reload.
Suggestion would be to reload to tailor it, and it might be even cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. I can't think of anything else. And I mean, if you're going to run hunting ammo for a low velocity, close in game, whatever's cheapest is fine. Like if you were to go hunting with a 30-30, I don't think there's a cartridge you can buy that's not going to work for it. They'll all work. 150, 180, whatever's cheap and works. It's like if you're shooting a deer at 100 yards, it doesn't matter what you're hitting them with, really.
Yeah.
A lot of people invest way too much in their ammo selection or their rifle or cartridge for deer hunting, and then they shoot their stupid deer at 100 yards. It's like, man, anything would have killed that deer at 100 yards. Anything. They flopped over dead. They would have done that with anything. You hit them with anything at 100 yards. It's all going to do the job. Doesn't matter about the bullet or the cartridge or any of this kind of stuff.
Did I tell you I'm going to go deer hunting this year?
Several times, yeah. That's why you're getting your hunter course.
What kind of rifle do you have for hunting deer?
Nothing yet. I'm shopping.
Oh, that's going to be a main topic.
Yeah.
No, seriously. I like it. Let's turn that into a main topic, Kelly. All the different options and calibers you could consider.
Oh my God. I'm getting emails already from people. I'm going to get flooded.
6.5 grade more?
Okay.
2.43?
I know, eh?
Questions. All right. Let's get into...
Yeah, probably 243. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later, though. Listener feedback. Let's get into listener feedback on Facebook. Thoughts on the letters we're receiving, the RCMP revocation. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. Anything else showing up there? I haven't really taken a look there.
No, they were just talking along the lines, the same thing with, they were making suggestions, CCI Minimags, that's
Lever Revolution. That stuff's good for, it gets better BC. So like when I said within 100 yards, if you're going to go further than 100 yards with 30-30 or one of those other cartridges that Lever Revolution makes for them, you get a much better ballistic coefficient with those. So that's better for long range energy. Let's see. On to listener feedback. Listener feedback is sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, and Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearms, accessories, optics, and more at dcgunsmith.ca. Kelly, do you want to take this first one from Nathan?
Okay, so it says, hi guys, I was hoping everyone is doing well. First thing first, I would like to thank Rod, Tracy, and everyone at CCFR for all the hard work. Okay, I'm not sure they're listening, but we'll tell them they're doing it, and it's much appreciated. They actually really are doing a really good job, and we appreciated it too. So I do have a question and some show ideas. My question is, I was wondering what the effort for the FRT, I keep hearing people say that it's a suggestion, not law. You're right, actually. For example, I emailed Alberta Tactical and they told me that the FRT is not law and that they are taking the government to court over the classification change for the modern sporter. So if the FRT isn't law, then how can someone be charged based on the FRT? That doesn't make any sense. And then he goes on to say, now I was thinking for a show idea that you guys could try and get Colin Noir. We have been, by the way, trying to get him on. We've been reaching out to him on the show. I think it would be cool to have him being a lawyer and give us his views on the laws and the lawsuits going against the government. Another show I would love to see is about competition shooting. Last show you guys were talking about mods and it was great, but you also talked about how one gun would fit into one division. I'm trying to get into competitive shooting myself, so I would love to see a show about the different divisions and what firearms fit those divisions, or what would
What sport are we talking about?
What would put it into those divisions. So yeah, we need to know that too as well there. What sport maybe is he talking about? IPSC, or I don't know. Adriel, do you remember what we were talking about
with Nathan? I'm not sure. It would be interesting if Nathan let us know what sport you're thinking of, and maybe we can.
What is that? Is somebody dying in the background somewhere?
Dogs.
Sounds like a dog.
I just let them in. That's great. Anyways, anyway, I gotta get going and change my dog's name from Dixie to Lady A. Speaking of dogs, stay safe and keep up the great work. I'm gonna mute myself and kick my dogs outside so they don't kill each other.
Yeah. So Nathan, let us know what sport you're competing in, and we'll talk about it on a future show. I think we've talked about divisions with IPSC and that kind of thing. I don't think we've talked about mods for guns in those divisions. And what would be applicable?
Top 5 mods for production, top 5 mods for classic, that sort of thing, or standard.
Yeah, because the rules have changed quite a bit in the last 2 years here. So now you can do some more interesting stuff. So I think that might be an interesting one. And then same thing. Yeah, if it's 3-gun, we talked about that. If it's PPC, we don't have any idea.
Yeah, I can't remember what we were talking about. Yeah, he'll do a follow-up email.
Awesome.
Okay.
Trevor, do you want to take the next one from Josh?
From Josh, 180K shell deflector. When you reviewed this on the Hunting Gear Guy, you mentioned a shell deflector, and I cannot find one anywhere. Where the heck can you buy these things? Thanks. And then he sent a follow-up. Do you want to answer that question, then I'll do the follow-up?
Go ahead and do the follow-up. I'm just going to see if I can find it on eBay.
Perhaps you could do a show or just discuss the difference between 1911 platform versus a revolver platform, pros and cons of each, and for a new versus experienced shooter, someone that likes to tinker versus someone that likes to shoot. Recently, I traded my 1911 and have all revolvers. I find them more accurate. However, I'm very new to the pistol game. Thoughts? All right, I'll cover this one. Okay, a difference between the 1911 platform versus a revolver. Well, I will state the obvious, not to be insulting or condescending, although I can't help but sound that way because it's just the way I am. 1911s are semi-automatic magazine-fed pistols, and revolvers are garbage.
Do you remember when you first started and you hated 1911s?
Yeah, sure, I did.
Okay. Just mentioning the obvious. Okay, good.
So, so the revolver platform is going to typically be less ergonomic. It's going to have a high bore axis. It's going to have more muzzle rise. It's going to have a long, heavy trigger pull. It's going to have limited capacity.
Slow to reload.
It's very slow to reload. Yeah. Now, they are accurate in the right
Yeah,
hands.
they are.
They
Yep.
can be an accurate platform. So the 1911, the pros are, if you're a tinkerer, the sky is the limit. It is, in fact, a platform. Adriel discussed platforms last episode. And what that means is the firearm known as the 1911 is being manufactured by several different companies around the world, and the aftermarket support for that platform is tremendous. You can buy all means of parts for the gun and performance parts to enhance its performance, increase its accuracy, increase its comfort. There's nothing that you can't do to a 1911. It is probably the most customizable pistol on the planet because it has been an incredibly popular platform and has been around well over 100 years. So, for a new shooter, 1911 would be easier to shoot than a revolver. Now, you may have some reliability issues depending on the quality and the grade of the 1911. So this can be considered a con unless you're competent and have some skills and knowledge and can make the gun run. You might be better off with a revolver. If you just want to go to the range and plink, a revolver might be right for you. If you want to tinker, if you want to get into competition, if you like to customize, then definitely a 1911. And I'm going to recommend a 1911 in 9mm because, one, you're going to have 10-round capacity without a bunch of magazines sticking out the bottom. It's not going to look awkward. Two, 9mm is just so much more affordable to shoot than a 45. If you get a 45, you're going to be limited to 7 or 8 rounds. If you want a flush-fitting magazine, if you don't mind an extended magazine sticking at the bottom, looking like a tumor hanging off the ass of your gun, then you can get the 10-round 45 mag. But I like the 9mm. They're flush-fitting. It's cheaper to shoot. It's still a 1911 platform, highly customizable. So I think that about covers it all.
Or you could get a Shadow 1, a used Shadow 1 for $700.
Don't be that asshole. Don't be that guy. Some guy comes on your internet and says, Glocker 1911, and you would answer, get a revolver. Just, he didn't
No, I'd
ask
say
about
Shadow. I'd say Shadow.
yeah,
not the
whatever.
revolver.
You
Yeah.
don't be that guy.
I'm not the revolver guy. I've tried several times liking revolvers.
Should I get a
and
Ford
buying
or a
them.
Chev? You need a Shadow. That's what you need.
Yes, that's the way
Adriel.
this went. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Adriel, where did you get the Kelly, did you have anything else to add that I may have missed? 1911 versus revolver?
No.
All right. Where'd you get the shell deflector, Adriel?
eBay.
All right,
There's
eBay
a
it
bunch
is.
of them. Google WK180. There's a couple different styles. People are just 3D printing them, so yeah, they're out there. Next one from Dave. Good morning, Slamfire Radio. After many long months of waiting, last weekend I attended my first Project Mapleseed course. The experience was great with fantastic instruction and some exciting weather. I cannot recommend this course enough to anyone interested in learning the fundamentals of shooting. It was a pleasure to meet Kelly, get some Slamfire swag, and even achieve rifleman. The participants.
Okay, go ahead. Never mind. Sorry.
The participants were all eager to learn, and no one let the thunderstorm or tornado warnings dampen their spirits. Well, the thunderstorm probably dampened more than just your spirit.
Yeah, dampened. I see what you did there, you clever boy.
Oh, by the way, my camera, my Canon camera, the one that the Mapleseed camera, yeah, it didn't
What is it,
work after
1989?
a while, but I got it resurrected. I can take it.
Yay! Left it in a bag of
Yay.
rice or something like that.
No, I just left it out on the table and everything air, and I took all the parts apart it and left it in the sun, and it baked. So
Took
good.
all the parts aparted.
Yep,
Parted.
that's how you call it. Yep,
Yeah.
aparted.
That's what I took all the parts aparted there, me.
Okay, sorry I interrupted.
Vernac. I fixed my camera. I took all the parts of the parts.
It's my
Them
French.
there,
It's
they
my
dry in
French
the sun.
/ German /
Oh,
English
yeah.
culture. Sorry, Dave. You have a fantastic email. It's beautiful. So I'll let Adriel continue.
I have already been back out to the range to continue practicing the skills I was taught, and I look forward to testing my skills in an ORPS match later this year. Thanks, Kelly and Adriel, for promoting Project Mapleseed, as I may not have found it without you. Thanks from a regular listener, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. And Dave was probably the most quiet, unassuming guy that was on the line, and he also had the highest score of the day as well. Great
Unlike
shooter.
myself.
Really, really good shooter. You mean Adriel? Yes.
No, quiet and good shooter. That's me on the line at Maple Seed.
Yeah, no, that's the exact
The quiet
opposite of
part.
you.
Good
and
shooter.
You're a good shooter, but Adriel's better.
But also, cut me deep. Good. It's good.
Yeah.
Not at pistol shooting, but you know,
No.
he can shoot the hell out of some maple seed and some gophers.
Yes.
Yes, he can.
Kill some gophers in the face.
All
From
right.
Chris. Hey guys and gal, I have been looking at getting a PCC, possibly using it for competition. I'm just curious as to what you would suggest for a PCC. Most of the reading I've done on the subject names many firearms that are no longer legal in Canada. Can't wait to hear your thoughts, Chris. I think, Trevor, you would recommend the FX9, correct?
Though the guy I sold the squib machine to liked it so much he bought another one.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah. And he's been shooting the hell out of it with zero problems.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
It
it's
was a
all
you
good.
problem. You were double tapping your trigger too fast.
That's
Yes,
it. Yeah,
that's it.
that 18-pound stock gritty piece of crap factory trigger. I was just
All right.
too much man for it. Yeah.
Just doubling up on that. Ruger PC carbine?
Yeah, and there's JR Carbine. There's
What's he want it for? I've been looking at getting a
Competition.
PCC.
Competition.
Oh, then not the Ruger and not the JR. Go with Thuron. Thuron Defense
Oh,
has
yeah.
Oh, that thing's expensive
released.
though.
yeah.
Did he give us a budget or did he ask for a gun for competition? Shut up. The Thuron Defense released basically a 3-gun competition model. It has
Is it here? Is it in Canada?
yes, yeah.
Oh, I'm selling this.
It's been out for a while. I saw it at the North Silva show like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So the Just Right is okay, but ergonomically it's kind of bad. Yes, the charging handle is reversible, but the magazine
it
release
is.
is in an awful location.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get an FX9 that doesn't blow up, then that's great. It's not
Why?
restricted.
Yeah, you're the only person that I've really heard that's had a problem.
Trevor had the same problem.
Oh,
And
okay,
go
never mind.
online and do some reading, as I did. Yes, is a known problem. So just because I'm
The
the
gun
only one you
should be
heard about,
designed not to fire out a battery.
you
No.
would think.
Yes.
You know, it's not a
That-
feature.
That's,
Not to
that's
mention the
something
fact
you
that
should be putting into a gun.
so there's a pin that retains the firing pin, much like an AR. It gets beat to crap. I brought it to their attention. You know what they did? They sent me another pin. Oh, that's how we're fixing it. Okay, I see what's going on here.
That is not unlike the M&P 1522, though.
Sure, but we're not talking about that gun. We're
I'm
talking
just
about whether or
saying.
not he should get an FX9.
Mm.
So,
Not that one
Yeah,
or the
look-
MP.
No.
look into the
Oh,
Thuron
the M&P
Defense
1522 Prep.
competition model. Start there. The thing about the Just Right is the magazine
Okay.
release is in a horrible spot.
All
the
right.
Ruger is way too heavy and the extractor wears out. Gallon's getting good customer service, but the fact is that the
Are they
gun's
too
in
heavy?
malfunction.
What's weight on the Ruger PC carbine?
Somewhere between a Sherman and a Panzer.
It's not that bad.
I didn't think they were that bad. but
Says
I
the
They're
girl
not
who's
bad.
never used one in a match.
I've shot it several
In a
times.
match? No. So, I
seven-
mean, standing on a line shooting it means nothing.
7 pounds.
Okay, you know
7
what?
pounds is the weight of them. That's
There
not
you go.
that bad. That's
Okay.
not that bad.
So,
I think it's heavier than that.
so if he has decided that he's not going to get the Thuron Defense because he can't, sell a kidney, what's the next best thing?
The Thuron Defense is like less than a competition AR. He wants a competition gun. I've recommended what I think is the best, most appropriate choice.
Okay, so next
After
down the list.
that, if he can get an FX9, doesn't blow up, the FX9.
Okay.
And then after that, that Uzi thing. No, not actually.
Actually, no.
Not actually. I mean, there's that T and the Aero TNWASR,
stop it.
but that's
Stop it.
not a competition gun.
You
That's like
flagellate yourself for even thinking such a thing.
I'm going next down the line. Next
You're
down
way
the
down the
line.
line.
That's,
You're
that's
so far
somewhere
down
down
the-
there. Yeah, that's way down the line. That's more of like a canoe gun. That would be something
Yeah,
you would stick in
absolutely.
your canoe or a survival rifle, right? I'm pretty sure those the Thuron Defenses are $1,400, $1,500.
That's a little share.
I wish the FX9 didn't fire out a battery because that would be
I think everybody does.
that would be like the easy option because they're a lot cheaper than
Yeah.
that. And I think like the Thuron defenses kind of look a little bit ugly.
Yeah.
The new
Yeah.
one doesn't, though.
The new one doesn't.
Yeah, this competition one I'm talking about.
Oh, I think I found one. 1 second. Let me share my screen. This one. It's got
Yeah.
to be this one because the forend on this one looks pretty good.
And the word competition is in the title. Yep, that's the one. And see where the magazine release is? Above the trigger guard. And where's the
Nice.
charging handle? On
Who
the
is
left
that?
side.
Nice.
All the
Yeah.
ergonomics.
Hey, Adriel, where is that? What site is that? Oh, it's one
One
stalls.
stalls.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
$1,600.
out of stock.
Boom.
Was it out of stock? Yes, this is out of stock right now. But that's
Back
the
order.
one.
Bring it in through I Run Guns. Do the gray market if you want.
Except most mil spec and drop in competition triggers. So I would budget for one of those as well because I don't know what it comes with, but none of them are very good.
Well, if you're spending $1,600 on it, you might want a good trigger.
Yeah, and a red dot.
Yeah.
Nice
So,
little red dot to put on there.
yeah.
Cool. All right.
Anyways.
If you'd like to email the show, send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Patreon supporters, we have no new Patreons, but if you'd like to help support the show, head on over to patreon.com/slamfireradio, and you can help us with hosting and lighting and cameras and computers and that kind of thing.
Pay
Shout
for Kelly's
outs.
therapy.
I don't need therapy. Apparently you do, though.
No, I need to give you the therapy. This is actually part of it.
This
All
is my
this- all
therapy.
This is your therapy. Oh, jeez.
For the audio
My shout out
listeners.
is to Patreon Jessica. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have come on tonight.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks a lot.
I detect
That's who
sarcasm.
to blame. That's who to blame.
I don't
Jessica.
think you're grateful to Jessica for having me come on.
Thanks, Jessica. But what that's saying to me is, let's talk about this. You're the new therapist. That's we're not. Adriel and I aren't important enough, and neither are the listeners for you to come on. However,
Jessica's a listener, so you can scratch that off. Now let's talk about Adriel. Adriel is very important to me. I enjoy my time with him. You can tell by how little I shit on him. Next.
Still a little bit though.
Every chance I get, yeah, bald bastard. Truth is, I like Kelly more than you, but it's just so much easier to pick on Kelly.
I just let you. You know that, right?
I do. And like I said, we don't do this in person.
No, we don't.
No, this is not a thing in person.
No, if you did it to me in person,
I get kicked in the nuts. Clearly, you'd cut me.
yeah, I would actually.
So,
Hard to,
Look
hard
at
to
him
cut
and I'd
someone over the
say-
internet.
you're too busy
Trevor?
hugging me in person for me to
I
have
know.
a kid.
I miss
And-
you so much.
And I ain't saying nothing because I figure you'll put me in a clinch, and next thing you know, it's a rear naked choke, and I'm out. So she's got a
Wake
tight
up in a
hug.
pool
I
of
better be
blood.
good, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyways, saving my shanks.
I've missed you, Shiv.
One of them. Kelly?
Anyways, I do have a couple. So I have one for Chris Titchler. He actually listens to the show as well. So, but I wanted to also say thank you to him and also Warren Fields for hosting us. It was a fantastic time. I'm so happy that we went, and it was probably one of the most challenging maple seeds that we've ever had weather-wise, but it was so much fun too, and I'd go there again in a heartbeat. And I also wanted to say thank you to to Rick, Chris, and Greg for also working the event. And I also wanted to say happy birthday, bonne fête to Denis. It's his birthday today.
Oh, damn it! Well, I
I
mean,
know.
I did it on his wall, but really, good for you.
Kelly got him on the show.
Yeah, way to
Yeah.
remember.
She's
Good
better
job.
than
Because-
us.
You know
Everything's a
what?
contest, Kelly, and you win. You win
He
this. You win the
matters
birthday
to
round.
me. He matters
Mm.
to me.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. He matters more to me than you. Not than you.
Not enough
oh,
to remember the birthday, though.
Can't dig
Yeah.
up on that one. He also matters to me. He matters
I know,
to me
I
more
know he
than
does.
he does to you. There you go. I think I got it right that time. I've insulted everybody. What the? I'd throw in the
There we
towel.
go.
Give up. Hang
Good
up
job.
this call.
Well done.
Anyways, happy birthday, Denis.
I wanted to give a shout out to just the ITs for helping out at the Lattice Maple Seed and making sure they're all running real smooth.
You guys are like a smooth running machine out there.
Yeah, we got our thing going on. It's I just pack up the battle van with a bunch of crap, and it's the Maple Seed minivan.
It's a Maple Seed minivan. I bought a new car last year, and the tactical Tiguan is on the road again this weekend.
I like the fact that my minivan is crappy and rusting, and I take the muddy T-post straight out of the ground and fire it in the back, and I don't feel bad at all about it.
I put my.
In fairness, if it was a brand new Caravan, you wouldn't feel bad about it.
I might a little bit if it was brand new.
No.
But I've this thing doesn't owe me anything, and therefore I treat it like garbage.
As well you should.
Finally, please join a National Firearms Association such as the CCFR. Check us out on Gun Owners of Canada, like us on Facebook, and reach out to your city councillor now to talk about municipal handgun bans. Send them an email or something like that. Even if you talked to them before, send them another email or her another email. Make sure that they know that you don't want this stuff, because sooner or later they're going to vote on it, and it would be nice if they didn't vote against you, because otherwise you're going to have to sell your handgun to people like me who are going to pay you less than what it's worth.
Or even better, run against them in the next municipal election.
I love your
There's
honesty,
another idea.
Adriel.
Yep. My honesty is I will be buying your handguns at discount prices. If you don't want to sell your handgun for discount prices, talk to your municipal counselor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
And sorry, if you're looking to buy handguns at discounted prices, check out my CGN ads. Now we'll see.
Nice plug.
So if you have any comments or questions for the show, please send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Now go grab a gun and shoot something.
When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.